Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see about a widespread, virulent and devastating disease of small ruminants. Here is the case history. The affected animal exhibited high fever for 3 to 5 days and then showed diarrhea, nasal discharge, inappetence and oral lesions. This case history may confuse you with contagious caprine pleuropneumonia, coccidiosis or PPR, coliform enteritis, pasteurellosis and FMD. It's a case of pesty desperate ruminants PPR. I'll tell you how to differentiate PPR from other diseases in upcoming slides. PPR is also known as goat plague, kata, disastrous disease of small ruminants, pseudoenterpes, stomatitis pneumoenteritis complex, and pesty of small ruminants. This PPR is caused by pesty desperate ruminant virus PPRV, which belongs to the genus Morbillivirus and family Paramyxoviridae. PPRV is an epitheliotropic virus. PPR is acute, highly contagious, OAE notifiable and economically important transboundary disease of sheep and goats, characterized by fever, erosive stomatitis, conjunctivitis, gastroenteritis and pneumonia. In the year 2016, the name of the virus was changed to small ruminant morbillivirus. The virus contains only one serotype and 4 lineages. Lineages 1 and 2 are in West Africa and lineage 3 is in East Africa and lineage 4 is in Asia. This PPRV virus is antigenically similar to rinderpest virus of cattle, canine stomach virus of dogs and measles virus of human beings. Antibodies are cross-productive, that is, the hyperimmune serum obtained from the rinderpest recovered cattle can be given to treat PPR in goats. Resistance and survivability of the virus. The virus survives at 60 degrees Celsius for 60 minutes and above 60 degrees it will be inactivated. It is also inactivated by the UV light and desiccation. The virus is stable between the pH of 5 to 10 and below 4 and above 11 it will be inactivated. It survives for a longer period in a chilled, salted and frozen meat. It is susceptible to common disinfectants like alcohol, ether, phenol and 2% sodium hydroxide. Sheep and goat are the principal host, but the clinical signs are more severe in goats. Although cattle is infected with subclinical infection, it is unable to transmit the disease to another host. Extremental infection is possible in pigs. Wild antelopes are also affected. Long-legged Sahelian breeds are thought to be resistant to PPR in humid and subhumid zones. The disease was first recorded in the Ivory Coast of West Africa in 1942. In India, the first outbreak occurred at Arasur village in the Villupuram district of Tamil Nadu at 1986. The endemic countries for PPR are Africa, the Middle East, Asia and Turkey. Outbreak in India is very common during March, October months and also during wet and cold dry seasons. This picture shows the global distribution of PPR virus infection. Transmission. Aerosol, that is, inhalation is the main route of transmission. Secretion and excretions like ocular and nasal discharge, urine and saliva are infectious. Feces is the main spreading agent. Contaminated equipments can transmit only for a short period of time. PPRV is relatively fragile in the environment, so long distance aerosol transmission is not possible. Risk of outbreak is very high when a new stock is introduced or when the animals return unsold from the market, or when the animals have contact with trade or domestic animals, and also due to history of recent movement or gathering. PPR is not a zoonotic disease and there is no carrier state. Recovered animals usually develop immunity lifelong. Economic impact. It limits the development of intensive system of farming. It limits import and export of animals. It lowers the animal protein for human consumption. It also leads to death and abortion. Morbidity is very high and mortality ranges from 90 to 100% in immunologically naive individuals and 20% in endemic areas. Case fatality rate is high in goats compared to sheep. 3 months to 1 year age groups are highly susceptible corresponding to the waning maternal immunity, and severity of the disease is highly dependent on immune status, breed and species. Pathogenesis. The virus enters the host either through inhalation or ingestion or direct contact with secretion and excretions. The initial replication of virus occurs in the macrophages and dendritic cells in the retropharyngeal lymph node, and from here it migrates to the remote lymphatic organs like spleen and Peyer's patches, and from here it migrates to alimentary tract, respiratory tract and lymphoid organs. In the alimentary tract, it causes the necrosis of the epithelial cells and cause diarrhea, dehydration and oral lesions. In sheep and goat, death is mainly due to dehydration and diarrhea. These respiratory signs are mostly evident in the later stages of disease, or when the viral load is very high, or when the respiratory distress is hastened by concurrent diseases like pneumonic pasteurellosis, coccidiosis and coliform enteritis. It leads to proliferation of the respiratory tract cells and leads to pneumonia. This lymphoid necrosis leads to immunosuppression and it is not morbid as in rinderpest. Clinical signs. The incubation period is 2 to 10 days and the clinical signs are mostly similar to rinderpest except the two signs. This includes crusting scabs along the lips and pneumonia, which are seen in the later stages of PPR and not in the rinderpest. This disease occurs in acute or subacute form. This acute form of disease is common in goats. High fever with rectal temperature of 40 to 41 degrees Celsius is observed in 3 to 5 days. The affected animal is depressed, anorexic and dull. Initially, serous nasal discharge will be present, and after some days, the serous discharge will turn mucopurulent catarrhal exudate, which crust over and occludes the nostril. Hyperemic gums. In this picture, you could see the nasal and ocular discharge. In the first picture, you could see the matting of eyelids caused by ocular discharge and mucopurulent nasal discharge. In the second picture, you could see the mucopurulent ocular discharge. Dull and depressed animal. Other signs includes necrotic stomatitis with halitosis, congestion of conjunctiva, and it is seen 3 to 5 days after the fever. Diffuse discrete necrotic lesions will be seen in the mouth, which are nothing but diphtheritic plaques or bran-like deposits. Sore mouth and swollen lips, mating of eyelids, profuse diarrhea which is mucoid and blood tinged, and it is evident 3 to 4 days after the onset of fever. Here you could see the bran-like deposits or diphtheritic plaques, congested mucous membrane, evident after 3 to 5 days of fever, swollen lips. Here you could see the hindquarter soiled with profuse watery diarrhea. The other signs includes respiratory distress and coughing, which indicates bronchopneumonia, which is seen in the later stages of disease. Rales and abnormal breathing are also evident. Pregnant animals may abort. Dehydration, emaciation, hypothermia are seen. And in the later stages, there will be crusting scabs around the lips. Death usually occurs in 5 to 10 days after the onset of clinical signs. Here you could see the crusty scab around the lips. Subacute form is more common in sheep and it is mostly asymptomatic. Signs and lesions are less marked because this PPR virus causes severe clinical signs in goats. Most animals recover and few animals may die within 2 weeks. Parakeet form is also common in goats and there is huge mortality in immunologically naive animals. Diagnosis is based on clinical signs, post-mortem lesions, histopathological lesions and laboratory diagnosis. In post-mortem lesions, the carcass will be severely dehydrated and the hindquarter will be soiled with profuse watery diarrhea and mucopurulent exudate will be present from nasal opening to the larynx. In the mouth, we could observe the white diphtheritic membranes and erosions on gums, palates, tongue and cheek. In lips will be swollen and erosion, sometimes nodules or scab will be seen in the later stages of disease. Nasal cavity, the cavity will be congested, clear or creamy yellow exudate will be present and there will be some erosions. It's an intestine showing streaks of hemorrhage with blood clots, which are popularly called as zebra stripes. Here the lungs show severe congestion. The arrow indicates a severe congestion and this area will be hot to touch in the pictures A, B and C, and the picture D indicates the fibrinous exudate. Here you could see the enlarged, edematous and congested mesenteric lymph node. In this picture, you could see the congested intestine with severe enteritis and hemorrhage. Here the trachea shows congestion with froth. Next, histopathological lesions. The arrows indicates the stunting and blunting of villus with the necrosis of the tip of the villus as well as the sloughing off of villus, and the asterisk indicates the infiltration of lamina propria with mononuclear cells. The double-headed arrows indicates the diffuse edema of submucosa and proliferation of fibrocytes. It's a histopathological lesion of spleen. There is a marked lymphocyte depletion and reticuloendothelial hyperplasia and congestion. This picture shows interstitial pneumonia. Here the arrows indicates the thickened intraalveolar septa and the arrowheads indicates the infiltration of mononuclear cells. Here the asterisk indicates the alveoli filled with serofibrinous edema fluid mixed with fibrinous exudate, and the arrowheads indicates the intranuclear eosinophilic inclusion bodies. The sample of choice from live animals is ocular, buccal and nasal swabs. Buffet coat from the whole blood with anticoagulant for virus isolation and antigen detection. From the dead animals, we can collect mesenteric and bronchial lymph nodes, spleen, lung, Peyer's patches from small intestine, oral mucosa and tonsils. Laboratory diagnosis first is blood examination. Leukopenia is transient and it is not marked as in rinderpest. Hypokalemia and hyponatremia are due to diarrhea. Hypoglycemia, hemoconcentration and uremia will be present. Next, detection of viral antigen, Aguja immunodeficient test, complement fixation test, competitive ELISA. This competitive ELISA is based on the monoclonal antibody specific for N or H proteins of PPR and rinderpest, which enables to differentiate PPR and rinderpest. Virus neutralization is the test prescribed for international trade. Virus isolation in cell culture and animal inoculation test can be performed. Counter-immuno electrophoresis, reverse transcriptase PCR, rapid chromatogenic trip test. It is a pen-side test and it can be performed on the ocular swabs. Immunoculture ELISA and DOT ELISA. Other diseases that cause diarrhea or pneumonia in sheep and goat may pose a challenge in the diagnosis of PPR. This differential diagnosis is very important. The first one is contagious caprine pleuropneumonia or CCPP. The lung lesions will be more diffuse and there will be fibrin deposition adhering to the rib cage and there will be no diarrhea and mouth lesions. Next is the pneumonic pasteurellosis. The dark red or purple areas will be framed to touch, which indicates the pneumonia, and it is more evident in the anterior and cardiac lobes. In pneumonic pasteurellosis also there will be no oral lesions and no diarrhea. Next is blue tongue. There will be edema of the head and bluish discoloration of the oral cavity, coronary band of Hoops and lameness. Or contagious ecthyma or sore mouth, there will be no diarrhea and pneumonic signs as in PPR. In foot and mouth disease, there will be absence of breathing problem and there is no diarrhea and lameness will be present. Other differential diagnosis includes rinderpest, helminthosis, coccidiosis, mineral poisoning and heart failure disease. There is no specific treatment to treat PPR, but a valuable sick animals can be isolated first and can give hyperimmune serum obtained from the hyperimmunized cattle, and fluid therapy to combat diarrhea and dehydration, antibiotics to prevent secondary bacterial pneumonia, and lesions in the mouth, eyes, nostrils will be cleaned with antiseptic solution. Then prevention and control, quarantine of newly bought animals, isolation of infected animals, do not introduce a new stock from the unknown sources, proper disposal of the carcass either by deep burial or incineration, cleaning and disinfection, control of animal movements, restrict trade and do ring vaccination. The commonly used disinfectant includes sodium carbonate, sodium hydroxide, and halogens like 2% sodium hypochlorite, phenolic compounds, citric acid, alcohol, and iodophores. This PPR is 100% preventable disease, and vaccination is the best option to prevent. In the older days, tissue culture interpest vaccine was used, and nowadays, homologous live RNA PPRV vaccines are used. Examples are Sungri or 96 vaccine, Arasur 87, and Coimbatore 97, and recombinant vaccine. Dose is 1 ml subcutaneously at neck region, which provides immunity for 1 year. The optimum time for vaccination is before monsoon, and kids and lambs should be vaccinated at the age of 3 to 4 months of age. Pregnant, weak, and debilitated animals should not be vaccinated. These are the vaccine vials. I refer these books: Veterinary Medicine by Peter Constable, Merck Veterinary Manual, a textbook of veterinary preventive medicine by Amalendu Chakravarti, and the FAO Manual of United Nations. Thank you so much for watching the video.